Morning, happy Saturday. Welcome to our live testing of the AccuForce Xtreme. Look at this beast of a wheel, 28 Newton meters of wheel here. Just super excited about what we're testing here today. Going back in time, and I mentioned this during the unboxing, but the original AccuForce was one of my all-time favorite wheelbases. Some would argue that it was a middleweight in terms of Newton meters, but here we have the Big Daddy 28. It's about as strong as it gets in the industry. Really, really fantastic, which means we have a high ceiling. We're not going to see any clipping at all, no matter what we run this thing at. So really, really cool on that. Also, coming off the unboxing, I talked to Bernie of SimXperience, and a few things I want to just make perfectly clear because I don't want, there is no slip ring here. So when I was looking, I assumed there was a slip ring that was transmitting the power to charge the rechargeable wheel. But it turns out there's no slip ring in here. It's a magnetic charging mechanism. So there is no wearable part, in other words. A slip ring is something that can, over time, become an issue. And in the case here, you have something that is contactless, so there is no internal slip ring. The other question is this a servo or a stepper motor? And going back to the original, it was sort of a hybrid of the two. In this case, we are talking about a stepper motor, aka what is common in 99% of the direct drive wheels out there, specifically built for sim racing, and in this case, the AccuForce Xtreme. So just a couple clarifications there. We are going to do a few things today. We're going to do some driving. We're going to test it out. We're just going to test the settings. We're also going to look at some documentation because this Sim Commander and the AccuForce wheel is very deep in what it can do. So we're going to try sort of that out of the box flavor. We're going to talk about some of the things that some of the parameters that when you compare it to other wheels, you're going to find this is a little unique in the way they interpret and do force feedback, and that's something that why I say I always love the original. That is a big part of the reason why. So with that said, I do want to get to driving first. Then we're going to look at some things. We're going to talk about some of the features, and we'll go on from there. Of course, if you guys have any questions at all, be sure to let me know, and I'll try to follow the chat because I can crash. I can stop and start constantly on the track. This is about shaking down the wheel, right? All right. I'm going to catch up with some chat just to make sure there are no questions or things I want to address before we get going here. And some hellos as well. Good morning to you, Tom Jones and Will Man. I can't wait too, man. I'm super excited about this. Pretty much ready to pull the trigger on this wheel and upgrade your AccuForce V1. Just waiting to see this first look. Excited. Another thing I'll mention to you guys, I don't mind saying this publicly because I'm here trying to give you guys the good information, right? In talking to Bernie, I know that I don't know how many units it is, but I know that first batch are already sitting there at SimXperience ready to go. They are not raising any prices. So everything, all the madness in the world going on right now, you're seeing a lot of products jump up. I mean, literally like hundreds of dollars overnight. And you're not going to see that as long as we're on that batch one. Batch two, well, costs are probably going to go up. So I'm just saying, if you are considering, I wouldn't wait too long, but I'm not trying to push you either. Don't misread. This is not a promotion in any way, shape, or form. Is that the seat that presses into your sides? No, this is the ESR3 next level. I'm on my next level Elite. So many models. Elite 160. Yeah, FGT Elite 160. With an ES3 seat on it, ESR3 seat, I think they call it. Okay, it's a shame there aren't more seats like that. SimXperience makes a G seat. We tested that years and years ago. What belt tensioner? I don't have a belt tensioner, RTA. Okay. We will do a crash test. We are going to do 100%. Actually, right now, technically, I believe it is at 100%. The SimXperience belt tensioners, badass. Those are bad. Oh, and with the GC, super duper awesome. Rear rotator. I'm having shoulder issues, RTA, so that will be a concern. Let's see here. Oh, I just got hungry. I hear the dog scratching my floor. Try some WRC. We will. We will, Tom. No, it seems a lot more reasonable. Yeah, Joe, my shoulder already hurts, so we haven't even begun. Ajax, I think it has to be close contact. I think it's sort of like a like an iPhone magnetic charger. So it almost needs to be in contact. Turn it up to 11. So you need to do, if you needed spacers, you would need to do it at the connecting point, I think. Slight vibration. We can adjust all that stuff, slight vibrations and when they occur. We'll see. We'll see how the 28 plays out. Does the AF light up? No, it's silver, like brushed metal, I think, maybe, underneath here. It's got a little texture to it. Could be, I'm not sure. Good morning, Tony. I have no idea how much they're going to be. No, but maybe so I cannot use this mic here for this show. I'm using this mic, Dave, which is not a great mic. There's a Yeti right. Oops, sorry. There's a Yeti right there, which really sucks. Okay. Hey, we're gonna see. So here, let's go into the settings real quick. And current profile settings. I'm still sort of remembering how to do a lot of the stuff. So there we go. So right now we're at okay, 97.25%. But we are running dynamic corner force reduction, which we're going to talk about. So right now I have the game force feedback at 92%. All these settings are based on just out of the gate, out of the box. Game force smoothing at 0.78. Game force feedback slew at 80. Dynamic oscillation reduction is at 100%. Engine RPM is at 6%. So we're going to feel a little vibration from the engine. Dynamic cornering force reduction, which we'll talk about. I'm going to pull up something later. But okay, so that gives you an idea where we're at. I was more focused on you being able to see the wheel, so I pretty much covered the entire interior of the car. If you guys need anything changed because you think it would be better for this, just let me know, whether it be audio mix, or moving a camera, or any of that. I don't mind moving the cameras around. We can take, we're here doing the in the pit stuff, right? We're giving the shakedown. All I have done is confirmed that everything is working, okay? I don't think it's going to be as bad as you think, Nuno. I've run, you know, the big boy wheels, like the Sim Magic Ultimate. Thank you, Sar. Did I say that right? I don't think I mapped a pit limiter. I've been testing, it won't matter. Alright, we got some vibration, you know, not massive, just like letting you know it's alive. One thing I don't like in sim racing is what I call a dead fish wheel. When you're driving down the straightaway and you get absolutely nothing from the wheel, I'm like, you know, that doesn't feel like doing 100 miles an hour. I want to feel 100 miles an hour. Well, I got to kind of get up to speed here. I didn't load a setup. I have a race tomorrow at this track, and I've done zero preparation. Quiet. You guys are hearing the wheel, I'm not. I can't hear the noises because I'm in the headphones. Alright, so... Oh, that is strong. That is a lot of weight. It's not knocking me out of the seat amount of weight, but here's what I'm really enjoying comparing to like running, like when I'm running like a 10 or 12 Newton meter wheel. And you know that I've said that I think that's the sweet spot. Because if you're going to do endurance races, like how much do you want your wheel to kick your ass, right? That's legitimate. But at the same time, we're also talking like power and realism, or more importantly, the ramp-up power. And what I mean by that is when you enter a corner and you get a certain amount of load on the wheel, but you keep demanding more, and its ability to keep increasing from that point. And sometimes when you're on those like 12 and unders, you're gonna see a peak. Oh, really nice little bump effect there. I felt jumping off of the curb, by the way, which I really liked. Yeah, so I think that's like an interpretation through the software, right? Oh, this is... Now, notice we don't have a clipping meter. And that's because of... So here, let me pull in and just show you something. This is a little different when it comes to AccuForce compared to others. When we go into the settings, notice how all of our force feedback is grayed out. So I have no control within the game at this point, which is very unique to this wheel. Everything is being done, and Joey, you're right. We would probably, if it was at 100%, no matter what, if I was able to turn the wheel, we would get clipping, right? That does make sense. The SimXperience software is really what's doing the preventing of the clipping. I want to still go back to that entry, because that's what I'm first, like the most overwhelming, not overwhelming, the first most noticeable feature was really that continued ability to keep increasing the amount of power. Fighting the wheel going into, like turn 1 here is a great example, with it being a little cambered in, uphill, and a transition from very fast to like, you know, medium slow, we'll call it. Turn 11, if that's the final corner, what we get there is a really great oversteer moment. And I think that's the area, when I say that AccuForce is always my favorite, it was the oversteer and understeer, which right now is even more pronounced. Curving effect is awesome. I'm just loving that. I'm loving the high Newton meter curving effect. This is taking a good amount of energy, though. I mean, I don't need to turn it down to drive accurately, but I don't know if this is how strong I should run for an hour-long race, especially with my shoulder. But oh, just right there, like, so not only there, that it's those moments right there, and I mean, so much can be placebo. I mean, like, force feedback is such an interesting conversation in its own, but like, what I had going on there, you can feel it coming through the chicane as you're transitioning from a left to right, but then right here, adding the bump mid-corner, and the way it's delivering that right now, it really feels good. Maybe that's because I'm running it so strong that I'm really feeling that hit of the bump. You can see the wheel jump when I hit the bump and got off the bump there. And just a little bit of road noise. I guess that's a combination of road noise, a little bit of engine vibration. So again, not dead fish, but it's not jerking my hands off the wheel either. Oh shit, wrong line. Oh, sausage. Whoa, that is a lot of power. kind of need to pay attention and get some decent laps in. I'm not even like, I'm like thinking about the wheel. Not too much though, if you know what I mean. It's not like it's a tough transition. Alright, my hands are definitely starting to get a little tired. Too soon, too soon. Alright. Oh, Ajax, we didn't even get to that yet. So yeah, let's see. Because all I've done was Bernie was showing me some things on the software. Okay, so here's this, and let's go to current profile. I can't remember where everything is, of course. Oh, where was that? Did I have to leave? Oh, it was here, device settings. Here we go. Yeah, we're on Extreme right now. So we're on Extreme 6 with 97% intensity. So we're running this sucker at pretty close to full power right now. And it is a lot. So, and these are, you know, changes. So again, we have big global changes here through this setting, which mode you're in. So we're at Extreme, right? We could put it at half torque, default, aggressive, intense, or extreme. But yeah, we're running it at extreme, and then with the effects, we are running the dynamic cornering force reduction. Okay, so what is that? Dynamic cornering force reduction, physics-driven steering relief. All right, dynamic cornering force reduction is designed to lighten your steering wheel during turns, reducing arm fatigue by scaling back the self-aligning torque, SAT, the natural resistance you feel as the tires grip the road. Unlike traditional firmware-based effects that use low or high-pass filters to blindly smooth or cap forces, this approach leverages real-time vehicle physics, the lateral G-force, yaw rate, and more. So what they're doing is they're actually mapping the actual G-force, yaw rate, and a few other factors of the car to then have an algorithm that counteracts those forces. The result is a steering feel that stays true to the car dynamics, easing effort without masking critical feedback, grip loss, or recovery. So versus traditional force feedback just basically scales back the force feedback across the board. This is doing it in a very, very specific way. No, he does not, Tim. So let's see. Good Lord, I haven't heard of them in years. Yeah, Facundo. Well, I mean, Facundo. They were sort of under, you know, they're still making like full motion platforms and all that, but COVID hit them hard, and this wheel has been in the works and is finally out, and it's just like a whole new world from SimXperience. A couple other things to note. So this is a wireless wheel, no wraparound cable. It is Bluetooth wireless. This wheel will work without this base. This is an NRG compatible release. I confirmed that. This wheel will hook up to Bluetooth to Windows directly. Now, I don't know how you charge it. I'd have to check with Bernie on how you charge it then. Oh, that's probably what these are for. You probably plug it in with the, yeah, charging port. So it's like a phone cord that you get charging port there. The other thing is, and I'm going to do this, like to do this by tomorrow if I can. My GSI, and any NRG style quick release aftermarket wheel, and you know, basically all of the high-end wheels. Now we learned that if it has pins for a wireless connection, like don't take a Moza wheel with all the pins there. Don't take a SimMagic wheel with all the pins there. And on the Neo, they actually tell you to remove those pins if you're going to do the Neo, the MagLink adapter, because they're assuming it's going to go on a generic NRG. So as you can see, there's no obstruction inside on the GSI, and bam. So, I mean, honestly, this is what I'd like to be running tomorrow for the road race. So I'll need to get that all set up, make sure I have SimHub working. I'll need to get my powered hub. I have my powered hub down there. I just reinstalled everything on this rig, and now I'm going to need it to be right back up here so that this cord reaches it nicely. Max, what are you doing? Is there a port on the front of the base to use their wired wheels or other wired? Not on the front. There's a bunch of connection ports on the back. I don't think any of them are for the old wheel rim, the wired one. I don't think so. Okay, so we can put this away. We're not doing this right now. I just want to show you. Okay, so and as the other reason, so why physics, aka dynamic corner force reduction, is better than physics filters, aka the way 99% of the other wheels do it. Real-time adaptation uses lateral G and yaw rate to match reduction into cornering load and grip state. Firmware filters lack this context, applying fixed cuts regardless of the car or situation. That's kind of what I was saying. Preserves feedback, backs off during slips, i.e. oversteer. So let's focus some attention on oversteer and understeer effects while we have this turned on. I'm going to continue running at the rate it's at. I think I will need to turn it down a little bit for the race, but not by a ton. You know, the feedback is so good. I think I'm going to want to run some. Another thing I learned, we talked about it not being magnetic paddle shifters. I forgot about that, and you know, while I was driving there. What is really great about these, and what a lot of magnetics will not allow, you can adjust the start point and end point of these. So if you're trying to match a car that you drive in real life, then you can actually dial that in really well, which most magnetic ones won't let you do that. So that is the upside to this being the way it is. All right, let's try to induce some oversteer, or when our understeer happens, talk about what we're feeling. Let's really focus some energy on that. I want to drive for performance to better the track, but I always forget what I'm doing. I get on the track and sometimes I get really consumed with just like lappage. All right, so the car's pretty neutral right now, by the way. I might need to put on a more aggressive setup. Try to go a little hot, a little on the brake. Felt that dip in the nose. I'll tell you what, I did feel that hard braking dip in the nose. Oh, sausage. Oh, Did you see the wheel doing that when I'm going over the curbing? I love it. I love it. Oh, I cannot get this thing to oversteer at all. That was understeer there. Oh, yeah, Tom Jones, this is a fun track. I'll load a setup and see if it changes the cars. On the Algarve setup. Okay. So let it qualify. That'll make us at least appear faster. You know, it doesn't look so big on the rig. It looked big next to me and trying to pull it out of a giant box like that. But once I got it on the rig, I'm like, you know, like the Alpha Ultimate is a pretty large base. The big SimXperience is a pretty darn big wheelbase. The Fanatic Podium is a pretty darn big wheelbase. I'll tell you what, just the weaving is pretty cool. I mean, it's not like that transition point is so manageable because you're really feeling that. So here, let me get to a straightaway since I'm having trouble inducing oversteer. You'd think I won't spin out during the race because of that, yeah? This is strong force feedback. I'm gonna have to... so I don't know if we can crank the intensity higher than 100%. We are at 97. I definitely need to turn it down a little bit. My hands are getting a little worn out. By the way, do you see that? That's something else that's nice. There's one of the settings that we have turned on that is reducing oscillation. So despite getting that great feel right there, but at the same time, I'm feeling like you can see that fine vibration, which, oh, I love that because it's a very active wheel. It's alive. The car is live. It's always on. And not in an annoying way by any means, just enough to give you a sensation of actual speed. Let's see if we can. Let's go ahead and torture test as much as we can. So we'll go to 100 at least, so even though we're at 97, let's go ahead and go to 100. Also, I can try something else here. I kind of going by memory, but we're going to play a little bit. We're going to go ahead and just turn dynamic cornering reduction off. Okay? Yeah, I think that's this dynamic oscillation reduction right here that we have on. And I think if I turned that off, that we would find it went a little wacky on us. Okay, so we're at 92. We're going to go up to 100. And I think this is as much as we can throw at it. I think. Whoa. Whoa, it got really light. Wait. Okay, wait. It's a little more clunky crossing over the middle point. Oh, I preferred the other feel for sure. Oh, I like that oscillation on. This is taking a lot of force. This is more force feedback than I really would want to run. I don't know. I don't think I've heard of a 50. Did someone do 50? I don't know about 50, Tom. Yeah, that's exactly it, Tim. You get that washout feeling in the wheel of understeer. And it's subtle so that you can just make a really quick adjustment to, like, to match the load. You know, that's how you catch. Think about it. How do you catch a car that is sliding? It's gonna be hard. It's got a good amount of distance between the motor and the heat shield, so I can tell you right now, I feel 0, 0, 0. They should have a flizer for force feedback 0 to call an ambulance. Now, I can tell you, like, working in CXE, at CXE, Townsend Bell came in one year practicing for the Indy 500. And he cranked our, I think it was a 28 Newton meter Leo Bodmer. And he cranked it pretty high up. I don't know if it was at 100%, but it was enough that you could see when he was driving, like, he was full arms, you know. Is that what I need to do? Do I need to get my arm in the camera so that you can see the force feedback? Is that got to be part of the 100% force feedback challenge? You guys aren't seeing how much torque my arms are putting out. Allows me to get a swig of coffee. All right, sun's out, guns out. There you go, Tom Jones. Yep. Okay. I ain't showing off. It's just a tease. Alpha Ultimate's another beast of the industry. Okay, this is... Oh, this is a force feedback. I liked that, I can tell you right now, that dynamic force reduction is oh so nice. I hit it for sure. It is the way to go. This is a much more hard-hitting wheel. The effects are more violent, which is actually a distraction to the drive, and maybe, you know, and that's one thing I've said about direct drive wheels in general. Sometimes direct drive wheels hit too hard, and it's like, that's not the way linkage and a steering system feels. Like, you know, just on a moment like that, or a curb hit or something, right? So what does it take to get this thing loose? Oh, ow! Oh, jeez. The kick around had more... When my front tires dug in and I kept staying around,
on the front end. We've got damage on the back
was a bigger hit than hitting the wall. Which actually makes sense if you think about it. Because it's about what the wheels and suspension are doing. A hit with the wall, unless you hit the tire into the wall, is a shock. My motion platform, which I have turned off, by the way. So yeah. Oh, Tim, this is way more force feedback. Not way more. This is more feedback than I want to run. I want to start running a little bit more than I've been running. Because I think that if you can get used to it, the precision... Like, well, let me rephrase that. Are we talking about road racing, or are we talking about rally? For rally, I have to take care. Yeah, good point, Tony. For rally racing, I have to turn things down. There's just too many corners. So, we could be talking about my active pedal, or we could be talking about my force feedback in the steering wheel. Generally speaking, I'm going to have to run things a little bit lighter to survive a rally event. With a road race, we only have, you know, 11 corners and only a handful of hard braking zones. Okay, I want to turn that. I want that reduction back on. I can tell you right now, I prefer the wheel with that force reduction, dynamic force reduction. It just is. It's such a more realistic feel. So we're gonna go back to dynamic corner force reduction. We're gonna stay at 100% for. Oh, it dropped us down here. Give me 100. Okay. We're still on extreme. Yeah, 100. Yeah. Okay. We can adjust the stop spring and the stop damper if we need be. I haven't hit the end at any point here. I don't turn the wheel that far. Sebring? Okay. Alright, let's change it up. Maybe it's time to change it up because that allows me to show you something else. Oop. That actually lets me show you something else. So when you're in Sim Commander, that's what I was going to talk about. Yes, it does. Here, let's close this. So you can see I have a bunch of different tunes, we'll call them, or presets for various different games, right? And then what you'll notice also, like, so this is like my old ones for the old, which are not compatible with the new one. So these tunes here were Brian Heitcotter tunes from my Mini Mite, or essentially the original AccuForce. This is my new one that is using the cloud. And you see that little cloud icon. And here, I'm going to show you what goes on with that. And Ajax, you were right on it. It matches the output of the actual car. So AccuForce Simi Commander, when iRacing launches a particular car and track, it looks at its database and it has pre-done settings based on that car to do exactly that. Well, Barry doesn't exist, so we're going to have to carry the torch, right? In Barry's name, Tom, we'll do exactly that. Oh, we need to launch something. Shit. Didn't launch my game that time. Where is it? Oh, it was already going. We'll go to test drive. We should drive something different. What should we drive at Sebring? Should we drive something big? I won't have much setup wise for much. Can we run the Cadillac? You guys want Sebring. And then we will, after we get through a few corners, the bumpiness, we'll then start turning it down. Oh, we gotta do a quick update. Luckily, my shoulder's holding up okay right now. The Miata in the IndyCar. Okay. You got it, Ajax. We'll bounce around a little bit. I also want to try some off-roading in iRacing, and then I want to definitely try some WRC. Where'd my test drive go? Oh. Yeah, because we were updating. Yeah, we're going to try some. Aleve works. I used to be an ibuprofen guy, and I've fairly recently, I believe so, RTA. I think that's just a Sim Commander setting, if I'm not mistaken. racing? Ah. There we go. Old Monza with the banking. Alright, we'll see if we get to that. We'll take the Miata out in public. Just go to whatever the Miata is running. We'll do that for sure. I'd like to try some Rallycross or the trucks real quick. And then I'd like to fire up a different sim. We'll have to see about my ability to auto-detect, because I notice it doesn't have Le Mans Ultimate. Whoop. I notice it doesn't have Le Mans Ultimate on the list. So I'm going to have it load a preset for that. We'll see how that goes. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. My setups. Wow. I see iRacing was super generous with the setups for this car. Awesome. Alright, we'll run baseline.
Matching car and track data found in SimXperience database.
Did you hear that?
Profile modified.
Did you hear that? That's what this cloud thing does. It's like, oh, you're in that car, that track. We have a database for everything we need to know about it. Bam, here are the settings for your wheel. You don't have to do that, by the way. It's just highly suggested by them. And so far for me, proven to be quite trustworthy. So, yeah. Did you see the wheel reacting to the wheel spin there? Oh, good call on this car for the test. Except the glare is a little unbearable. This thing is fast and takes some... This car takes some distance to slow down. You know, with the dynamic reduction, I can run higher force feedback because it's leaving it on the table to be used when needed. It's not just like always there, if that makes sense, which is really kind of cool. Because it's like, it's giving me that full power mid-corner, or, you know, when it, versus just spending time, energy not necessary. Joe, I could switch, I'll switch for tomorrow's race. I'll spend tonight making sure I get that GSI running. Oh, the bumpiness. But you know me, Joe, I love using the wrong wheel. Oh, we're not going to make this corner. We're not going to make it.
You've got wheel damage.
Whew. We can try it. I don't know how long that'll last, David. It's finally getting a little heat. My tires. Oh, Oh, he hurt the car. He hurt the car. Yeah, so Christian, we're gonna fire up WRC for sure. LMU, I don't have a profile, so we'll have to see how good I am at getting it to create a profile on the fly. Chill out. Whoa. I was literally thinking about something else. Just fantastic feeling there. Just tire slippage. Just that like very quick notice of a hint of oversteer occurring. This car is so fast. Oh, the curbing. Oh. My braking markers are set by like, you know, usually braking markers are matched car to car pretty close based on the speed, and you know, it's like everything's collective in a car. You know, the brakes are set for the power of the car, and this thing seems to be a little bit out of this normal scale. Toast. Get it.
Slow down. You got a penalty for cutting the cord.
Shooting it too hard. Whoa! You see that? Oh, not enough brakes. Yeah, it really flew into that. been talking to Bernie about him needing to be there. You know, as strong as it is, it's not too much. It's not too much. I mean, it actually just feels awesome. It's just, I don't know if I can do that forever. I don't know if I can do that for a full hour without getting out of the rig in actual pain. Like, I don't know if you guys can see the effort it's taking. I don't know how it's translating on camera. But yeah, wow. Really great driving experience. Great car track combo for that. Getting just so much action out of the wheel on both ends of the spectrum. Again, over and understeer, the most critical moments of steering and racing. And just that you saw it happen, and you'd see the blue lights flashing on the dash because we were lighting up those rear tires. And it was like, just like twitchy, but just saving. I mean, is that wheel big? It's no, everything here is huge. Everything about this is huge. So we are talking a 330 round wheel, which Joe is clowning me on because I'm using it. But ideally, and by the next time I run this wheel, what I'll have is 2 combinations that are available. Like, we're going to run the Mazda. Actually, let's go ahead and run. That was really fun. I'm not turning it down yet. The base is gigantic. I haven't measured it yet. That's like 15 inches by like 8 inches. It's not so big this way. I mean, it's big. it's big. Never mind. It's large. It's large. But it's mine. Yeah, dude, the cloud settings are so cool because you don't have to do anything. Here, we're going to load another combo. Winton. I haven't been at Winton in a while. We're going to need to do an update. No, looks like not. Practice session, America. Make sure it's practice. The base is bigger than the Miata. By tomorrow I'll have my GSI up and running. So while this loads up, I'll show for those who joined late. This is wireless. There is no slip ring. During the unboxing, I assumed there was a slip ring to be able to transmit power to the base. There is no slip ring. This is a magnetic charge, like your iPhone on a magnetic charger. All right. And this works on Bluetooth. Well, it talks to this. But if you bought this because you liked it, this works via Windows Bluetooth or your computer's Bluetooth. So you can use this with any NRG style. Like, you can put this on a Moza base. That would totally work. And this is an NRG. So I made the horrific mistake yesterday of putting my Neo, which still has the pins in the back. So even though I adapted to MagLink, I did not remove the pins. And it actually was preventing me, that assembly was preventing me from getting it all the way on. But here I have a GSI with an NRG style, and no problem whatsoever. So I would need to run my wraparound cable, because if you're running a, that's the ironic and funny thing. The minute you start running a wheel that costs like $2,000 or, $1,200 and more, you're going to have a wraparound cable. It's kind of ironic and funny that the higher tech we go in the wheel category of sim racing, for the most part, it also means getting a wraparound cable versus a wireless connection. The other option that I could do is replace this wheel rim with like a Momo, round, formula style. So I could change this. If this wasn't my preferred, in the end, that's just a 70 millimeter pattern. So we can just do whatever we need to do. Um, Darren no longer works there. Nope, he no longer works there.
Partial match found in SimXperience database.
Now we only had
Profile modified.
We only had a partial match. Did you hear that? I believe the other one said multiple matches or something. I can't remember the wording. Okay, I don't know Winton. It'll take a minute to get up to speed. I'll have to go to the bathroom. Whoa. So this is what's sort of fascinating. This car doesn't put as much load on the tires as the cars we were driving. The force feedback feels lighter even though we didn't change anything. That is interesting. Like, well, yeah, because it's, you know, a lightweight car with small tires. We felt that. Whoa, I don't know Winton at all. This isn't going to bode well for... Oh, that's kind of cool. Whoa! Oh, the over-under steer and the catch moment. I kind of remember. I ran here with a mirror. This car feels so funny after driving that Cadillac. Slow down a little too early for that one. Oh. One more, right? All right. Okay, remember that. Got it. It's a big wide U-turn down here. All right.
Keep that flat for you. You got a slow car on the left.
That's steep corner. I get that left. The double right. Get a cut for that? Nope. Ooh, slip slide there. The BMW, that's right. Super steep corner, this one. Oh, forgot about that one. Oh, that worked out. Hey, review for the tube. How you doing? I gotta pee. This force feedback's making me squeeze my internals. My bladder's like, okay. The slip effect is absolutely fantastic. Well, we went in hot there. It was really pronounced when we were running in the Cadillac. Right there. Right there. We are steering with the ass.
Car ahead. Go left. Left side clear.
Man, I love driving the Mazda. Oh, no. You're just rotating the car. Late. I had let that go just to... Well, I knew I'd made the mistake, and then I just went into it to let it go to get that kick around. Okay, I got a piece. We're going to load a new car. I want to try... IndyCar sounds fun, but everyone will give me a hard time for the wheel I'm on. Let's do a quick... let's do a quick rallycross, and then we're going to switch to some WRC. So that'll be our transition. Oh, that is some force feedback. I am definitely feeling it. Getting a little worn out. Actually, we're gonna drive the four-wheel drive truck. Lucas Pro 4. it at Bark River? Is Bark River? No, that's, yeah, okay. We'll have to hear if there's a cloud tune. Whoa. What? I'm gonna act like I didn't fucking see that. What the hell was that? Never gotten that ever. Oh. So what do you want? Like the Nissan GTP, the Audi 90? Never had that error in my history of iRacing. That's why we're doing these live unboxings and tests. It's for the raw, real reaction of the moment. That's it. Okay. I'm not touching anything. Alright, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick while this is loading. Hopefully it loads. Did you guys hear if that had any loaded presets?
Matching car and track data found in SimXperience database.
There we go. Yes, it did.
Profile modified.
Ooh, I haven't driven the four-wheel drive in a while. This thing's fast. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ah! Oh, ow! Shit! I don't really remember the track. I kind of do, but I kind of don't. We ran the Formula V here. It was a different track in the Formula V. Ow!
Up the course.
Oh.
Slow down and give up the time gained.
Oh, that was bad. We rocked the shoulder there. Fantastic there, though. That slide. Oh, I keep forgetting it turns left real fast there. Living on the edge. Oh. Oh, ah. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Okay. Okay. Well, we're just sliding so much. Right on, RTA. Have a good one, bud. Replacement limbs. Wouldn't that be great? So, I mean, we're getting all sorts of oversteer effect, right? So, when we start doing our rear wheel steering, see that? I mean, that was just all throttle and wheel. Whoop. That's so awesome! You see what's going on there? I hope that translates well. Woo! Oh, fucking Bronco. I don't have a wipe off map. Oh, got a little crazy there. Stunt Murray survives. Oh, yes. Yes. All right. What's our best, what is our best non-power steering? And then we'll be done with iRacing. What's our best non-power steering car? We're going to do that in a minute. We're going to do that in a minute. One more car test. Should we run the Nissan GTP? I don't think this thing had any power steering. And where should we go? Oh, Tom wanted Monza. Combined without chicanes. IndyCar on a road track? Okay. We'll do this real quick. We'll just turn a lap or two to get a feel for it. Then we're going to do, because somebody else asked for the IndyCar. Sorry, Tim, we're not going to get to the Corvette. We're going to do this. We're going to do a quick IndyCar on a road course, and then we're going to move on to WRC. This car should be, I don't think they had power steering in that car back then. And it should be a fair amount of downforce, which should increase the load on the front tires, which we should feel in the wheel. The garage is running, it said.
Partial match found in SimXperience database.
Partial.
Profile modified.
I don't remember this. Where? Oh, it goes right into the oval. I love turbos. Yeah, it's bumpy. This car's not too heavy steering. No chicanes, right? So we're gonna go right into that. Turn 1, well, turn 3, I guess. Hi, chicane. Getting some wheel weight there. Getting a little kick, the oversteer there. Felt the understeer there. A total washout on entry. What does it do through this one? Anyone? Anyone? I don't remember the transition of the oval. Alright, what track are we going to do for the Indy Road, Joa? Good thinking, Tony. I don't feel like we're learning a whole lot here with this car track combo. It's bumpy. We're feeling the bumps in the Detroit road. I love it. Alright, yeah, this isn't doing much. Or we're not learning any more than we already have elsewhere, right? So it was bumpy. The force feedback definitely kicked up in cornering. And we definitely had some good over and understeer effect, helping us do a better drive. That was all on point. All right. Tony, we will do that also. I'm here to make sure we cover everything. All right, so we're going to do the IndyCar. That's the Dallara. That's not the most recent, is it? It is. That's the most recent. Tony, of all of the NASCARs, which one has the heaviest steering wheel? Gonna be like the 87s? Maybe not. And then what track do you think? Or should we just go find something public so we can bang around a little? Maybe that's what we should do. Yes. You and I know you and I would get along very well. I need to shave my head. What the hell is this? What the fuck is that? Alright, here we go.
Matching car and track data found in SimXperience database.
Yeah, we do.
Profile modified.
Really weird. Right here, I have nothing. There's nothing. It must not even be activated until we engage. There it is. Something's weird. Something went weird. Okay, something's not right, you guys. I have no force feedback. It's not nothing. It's... something's wrong. No. No, that's not right. No. We have a problem. I don't know what's wrong. I'm gonna have to mention that to Bernie. Alright, that didn't work, you guys. That's a little weird. I had like no force feedback. I'm gonna fire something else up here. Actually, I'm gonna, before we do anything, let's do this. Let's go ahead and load that up again. Sorry. Oh, I didn't want to do that. You did! The needle in the haystack has been found. Back to what we were talking about. What is right in this zone. Not so much here. Not so much here. What is this? What's up, Max? What's up, dog? What's up, Pedro? I got scalped. I deserve compensation for my genetic betrayal. All right, here we go. Attempt number 2. IndyCar, Detroit.
Matching car and track data found in SimXperience database. Profile modified.
Oh, wait. We're okay. Okay, we're back. I don't know what the hell happened there. And haircuts. Oh, this is really bumpy and strong force feedback. Yeah, this is a lot. Oh, we almost hit the wall. Late. Oh, shit. Oh, that one hurt the car for sure. Ooh, this one's a workout. This one's definitely a workout. We're feeling everything though. I'm using the Moza pedals with the M booster brake. I did it again, damn it. Yes, I am. I'm liking it more for the instant adjustability. Like right now I'm not doing that because we're really testing the wheel, but I actually have different profiles for different car sims, and it's like versus name your other favorite, and it's like having to change elastomers or springs to change the pedal feel. But like I want a strong pedal when I'm running a car like this. Actually, I'm not even running it as strong as I would for this car. And then for rally, I like a much lighter pedal. Need a much lighter pedal. That car and track, this is definitely a workout though. All right, I want to try some NASCAR real quick, and then I want to move on to some WRC, and then we're gonna have to start thinking about wrapping this up for today. Look at how tight. Oh, jeez. Cold tires, no grip, no grip. Felt that. Running a SimLab XP1s.
Got wheel damage. Your front wing is damaged. You might get
I can't. You're running really good pedals. There's two parts to the answer to that question. It's what I just mentioned, the ability to change your pedal. So if you find yourself needing different spring or elastomers, like, oh, you know, I'd really like to lighten it up because I'm just in the Miata versus an IndyCar or a hypercar or something that's going to have very, very short travel pedal. Being able to do that electronically and make presets is so nice, but not everybody does that. The second part is the haptics. You know, good running haptics like the haptic reactors on the SimMagic pedals give you like 80% of what you're going to get out of the active pedal for a much lesser price. So like you could literally just add a haptic reactor to your brake pedal alone, and you'd be getting 80% of everything, you know, that I'm getting here for much less money, and maintaining everything else. I would argue that your gas pedal is probably better than this gas pedal. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm coming from there. All right, let's do one more quick lap, and then we're going to switch to oval, and then we're going to switch to WRC. This one's wearing me out. I can't do this with this much force feedback very long. Oh, so yeah, no, you do not need. And then also it's your sim. Like, I mean, in the case of like iRacing, when it comes to like the haptic reactors, iRacing's like actually one of the quieter sims in that front. Right on, Ajax. Thanks for your questions, comments, and help today, by the way. Appreciate it. Just, oh, loving the way this wheel loads and unloads. Or ramps up the force feedback. I don't know what word you interpret that. So you're seeing the jarring and the bumping that's happening, yes. But underneath that, like, just feeling what the front end of this car, the whole car, is doing. But, like, if we get any slip and slide out of the nose, you just feel the wheel ever so slightly go light. And on the opposite, it goes real quick when you get into that oversteer. There, give it a little goose of the gas to move the rear end. Get out of that corner, okay? Oh, a little over brake. Oh, greedy on the gas pedal. Felt it, but it was too late to do anything about it. It's huge, Michael. In every aspect. All right. Should we just join a generic oval lobby real quick? Official. Let's switch to. Let's see here. How many people are there? 29? Street stock? No, we don't want that. Xfinity. It's only 10 people running at Xfinity. Okay, let's just run the carb cup. Hey, you know you're in camera. Update. Hey, Max. Max. Hey, deaf dog. Hey. You're on camera. Oh, we didn't okay the okay. Where are the practice sessions? There they are. He really does. He's now old, and it's a combination of being deaf and the other part of it is being old and sort of like, I don't give an F anymore, so what are you going to do about it? He knows I'm not going to do anything about it, except tell him not to do it again. All right, here we go. We're going to run some NASCAR at Michigan. Oh, Michigan's a good track, actually, for this, because we should get a little bit of tail action on entry into 1 and 3. And maybe a little oversteer early, and it might turn into understeer coming off the 2. And I'm not sure what it's going to do it for. The carburetor cup's a fixed setup, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it? We'll do a little bit of WRC, but just a tiny bit. I'm starting to get worn out. I have to admit, I am starting to get worn out here.
Matching car and track data found in SimXperience database. Profile modified.
Feeling the rear end move. Getting on the gas, I felt the rear end move. Yeehaw! Oh yeah, great feeling. Really great feeling of what the car's doing. Both the nose and the rear.
You've got the fastest lap.
I'm gonna try to do something a little aggressive into one this time.
You've got the fastest lap.
Oh!
You've got real depth.
Tony, it's really, really pretty awesome. Oh, we're not gonna make it. Now go out and get your own car, see how you do in a pack. I haven't driven some oval in a while, so it's hard to say. All I can tell you is what I really, really am feeling. And I'm just getting a really, really good sensation. Right there. You saw the wheel kick. I lightened up my hands just slightly and the car caught itself. It wanted to start to go around. I'm not saying it was going to go all the way around, but it was moving more than I want. I'm going to get excessive tire wear unless I needed that rotation. Trying to get a little aggressive here where we can really slide it through one. Fantastic. Really drive it down into the 3. There we go. Yeah. You can feel the groove, kinda. Like when it just really hooked up, you can feel it in the wheel. It's just like this solid track you're on. Alright, really throwing that throttle on. Woo! Drive it down hard, 3 again. Just let me uncoil the wheel with what the car's doing. I mean, that's what we want from every wheel, right? Woo! Really sliding it through there off that curb hit. We've been running 100 force feedback the whole time, pretty much. It's a good lap. Too much? Alright. Oh, my shoulders are starting to hurt. Are we gonna have to leave rally for another day? Have I overdone it? That might have been the one. That just, my shoulder outside is hurting. There's some muscle on that small body. I'm alright. I do alright for an old dude. I'm no lightweight. I might be short, but I'm no lightweight. Let's go ahead and just fire it up. I can't really drive anymore. My shoulder actually just right now started throbbing on me a little bit. But I do want to try it. So let's go ahead and close this. Let's see what happens. I don't even know if we haven't mapped anything. Let's see what happens. I didn't see, was there a cloud on the, I think there's a cloud setting. Yeah, I can't really drive anymore, you guys. This is going to get worse in the next 15, 20 minutes. I can tell you that. But this can be just test 1. Yeah, and it's my left shoulder in particular, Tony, so I was just pulling down. And as I was trying to get more and more aggressive, it was just messing it up. So here's what I think we're going to do. I think we're going to go ahead and bring this to a close, even though I just fired up WRC. What I would like to do is I'll take the time to get it'll take a while to get controls mapped right. WRC. It's not super intuitive.
It's in the game.
Sorry. But it'll take a little while to do that anyway. So here's what I want to do. I actually need to switch gears for my own benefit. And I need to start working on getting that GSI wheel on here so that I can run tomorrow's race from this rig. And I need to do some practice for that event without killing my shoulder. I'm trying to avoid having to dry dock myself for the season. So I'm doing physical therapy and driving, but the driving is sort of one of the things that's aggravating it. So yeah. Anyway, here's what I promise. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get everything. I'm gonna end the stream now. I'm gonna spend the rest of the day getting everything dialed in for tomorrow. That means the wheel, the GSI, myself, because I need to be up to speed on that track, and then tomorrow we'll have our race, which will be on this wheel. Then maybe Monday or Tuesday we will do a multiple sim tests. We'll go ahead and try out some Le Mans Ultimate. I'll make sure I have that ready to go and fired up. We'll do some WRC, and we will also do maybe some Assetto Corsa Competizione or Evo. Don't start about. Oh, I didn't hit start. I have to hit start to get out of here. So what do you guys think of that plan? Are you guys down with that? You guys cool with that? I know we're right here, but I also know it's going to take a little while to get everything mapped in here. And again, my shoulder hurt, and I don't think Raleigh is going to help that one bit. Anybody have a problem with that? Oh. I'm pretty impressed so far, Tony. I mean, and funny enough, it wasn't often that I had a problem with the V2's strength, but there were times that I acknowledged that it was a medium weight wheel. Yeah, that's what I need. That's what I really do need, Joa. Tomorrow's important. Even I know I'm going to miss a race or two, both in the Rally League, unfortunately, and in the Road League. Just no getting around it. I know I'm going to Indy 500 this year, so yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and bring this to a close. We will be back for another episode of live testing where we're going to do some WRC, some version of Assetto Corsa, and Le Mans Ultimate. That way we'll try all the big houses with this wheel. And then we'll also run it again Sunday with the GSI and iRacing again. So plenty of shakedown going on as we start formulating our thoughts. I mean, I haven't even put pen to paper yet on opinions and thoughts. You guys are just kind of hearing it as I'm feeling it. You're seeing it. You're asking the right questions. And this is how we're going to base our thoughts and opinions on everything. But round one, I mean, real pleasurable. We drove a variety of different cars. We definitely confirmed that we like that dynamic cornering force reduction setting, and that yes, even though it might have reduced the force feedback overall slightly, it just made it so much more effective, I thought. So yeah, I've been really happy, really proud. And this is just minute one. I mean, I felt like I was driving fairly well in most of those cars, and that's after not driving. I'm not necessarily turning laps in advance on the car track combo, and really starting to push pretty good and feeling comfortable with the car. And I mean, I think that's the best way to interpret how the wheel is performing. That much comfort that quickly, things have been got to be going pretty well. Anyway, we'll find out on round two. We try out the other sims. We'll find out tomorrow with the GSI wheel, and that'll do it for this one. Oh, Tim, we're just bringing things to a close. So I was just saying my goodbyes. I got to go rest this shoulder and get some other stuff done today in preparation for tomorrow. But thank you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being in the pit. We're getting more in the pit this year. More live testing, live unboxings. We might even do some live instructional stuff sooner or later coming up, because it's about really getting back in the helmet of being a sim racer. So thank you all for being here. Have a great rest of the weekend. See you tomorrow if you're going to hear for the road race. And that's going to do it. This is Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you all on the track.